Hello, Fiedelbogen here. To my fellow workers in the vineyard, worldwide, greetings. Today's talk is called, What is the Non-Feminist Revolution? So, what is the non-feminist revolution? The non-feminist revolution is not a movement, but a largely unconscious demographic upwelling of resistance to feminism and its consequences. It is an objectively historical process of a spontaneous, organic, and amoral character. Its center is everywhere, its periphery is nowhere, and its parts do not always accord with each other. We did not instigate this revolution. We merely recognized it and gave it a name. We have chosen the word revolution not because it sounds cool and glamorous, but because no better terminology occurs to us. A revolution is a thing which overturns or abrogates a system of authority, and does so without seeking permission. Indeed, it would be an ironic kind of revolution that would say to the targeted regime,
"May I overthrow you?"
But the non-feminist revolution is nothing of that sort. On the contrary, the non-feminist revolution works to reverse the spectrum of adverse consequences which feminist innovation has introduced. By this means, it nullifies the feminist project in toto. It works as a primordial energy upon a distributed range of attack points, and not all of the humans involved will intellectualize the meaning of their actions. That is, they might not be aware that they are compromising feminism as such. They might only be reacting to life conditions, yet the combined effect of their actions will undermine the feminist power structure from many directions. As you might guess, the non-feminist revolution does not compose an identifiable human target group. It has no clear demographic profile and no membership roster. Rather, it operates as a cloud of forces manifesting through human actions which can sometimes be politically linked to each other, but other times not. The people lazily called MRAs are not the non-feminist revolution, but only a conspicuous manifestation within it, rather like the Great Red Spot on Jupiter. And like the Great Red Spot, the MRA vortex will eventually dissipate. Yet the Jovian turbulence that originally spawned it will continue. The boundary between MRA and non-MRA becomes meaningless when you consider the holistic nature of the non-feminist revolution. The so-called MRAs are on a continuum with every form of non-feminist reality there is, and the feminist obsession with MRAs misses the forest for the trees. This myopia shall be their undoing. Ever since recognizing the existence of the non-feminist revolution, our interest has been to harness the energy of it so as to make it politically efficient. To make the non-feminist revolution politically efficient means both to minimize the transit time from a feminist world to a post-feminist world, and to minimize any chaos and human misery that might go along with this. The project to harness the non-feminist revolution is broadly termed counter-feminism. It is the mountaintop view, the game board view, the vanguard view. And yes, a revolution needs a vanguard if it is to be distinguished from chaos. Gut reactions might arise from broad masses of people, but politically efficient plans assuredly do not. Therefore, somebody might as well give it a go. If they don't, somebody else will. Please note that feminism is a utopian project. not unlike the pursuit of a rainbow. Some might call it dystopian in practice, but in the minds of its participants it aims at a perfected future state of life. Counterfeminism is not utopian. It aims only at the disappearance of feminism and harbors no blueprint for a perfected post-feminist state of life. Counterfeminism considers both feminism and non-feminism to be flawed conditions, but counts the latter preferable to the former. In the end, the role of counterfeminism is simply that of midwife to a post-feminist consciousness. The project of feminism is to increase the power of women with no specified limit. More tersely stated, feminism is female supremacism, since that term describes the logical outcome of such a project. However, it is not amiss to suspect that the unconstrained growth of female power will generate natural consequences, and that these consequences are not bound to be pleasant or tidy. And this describes the character of the non-feminist revolution. Not necessarily pleasant or tidy. It is the natural order of life bursting chaotically through the structure of feminist innovation and reasserting itself. When water breaks through a dam and roars away downstream, sweeping all before it, the scene is chaotic. But it does not remain that way, for the chaos is a healing crisis, the natural consequence of a dangerous situation that should never have been permitted to develop in the first place. And at last, the water will settle down into a tranquil stream again. It is even so with the non-feminist revolution and its chaotic manifestation. Forces of nature can be that way, especially when they are unnaturally pent up in defiance of common sense. These things are predictable, and political revolutions follow a similar pattern. It is best to initiate reforms well before the crisis comes to fever pitch. If you wait too long, you get dérapage. You get Jacobinism and sansculottism and reigns of terror and all manner of nastiness. Let it be our endeavor, therefore, to ease the transition to a post-feminist world and keep the bad stuff to a minimum. Let us reduce the non-feminist revolution to the most politically efficient order possible. Fiedelbogen. Out, 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 out.